started that war against Amin. Now Kategea stayed here as our underground coordinator. 71, 72. Now, when you are organizing, you young people, you should understand the importance of appreciating different qualities of people. You hear that Kategea was very active in the club, that club, some club there, Kampala Club and so on. Me, I've never belonged to any club. I was more either in the house or somewhere else fighting. But Kategea in their club, they do a lot of networking. While me, I was also using another way of networking. When I came back 72, 71, Kategea told me that he had linked up with a Kanepa joke. Then a Kanepa joke linked us up with a man called Jacob Okero, who was working in UDC. Now, these are people he met at the Uganda club. I don't think he knew a Kanepa joke before. I didn't know him myself. When he linked up with a Kanepa joke linked us up with the people of Atiak in Ugulu and the people of Yoweri. I think even Kasada the engineer, Kategea may have linked with him at that club there. The one who linked us up with Mayuge and Busoga, engineer Kauruza Kasada. So when you are organizing, what Bishop himself was saying, the mission, anybody loyal to the mission should be welcome. Although there are different characteristics, this one likes socializing, this one is a loner. Let each one contribute according to his talents. Let everybody contribute. So you can see Kategea had a different approach, but he brought in quite a lot of contacts which we didn't know. For us, we are starting from the school network, the ones we started with. But now you can see he's now bringing in contacts from another forum which many of us were not involved in. Now, in the 1981-86 struggle, so 72, Kategea had to run away. I came, I think it was 72, when he had married Joan. I came and I stayed with them at Mulago. They had a house there. When I was coming from Tanzania in my underground work. Then later on they shifted to the other flats, Bat Valley flats, and left the Mulago house to my underground work. Now, we had a problem in 1973. First of all, we messed up September 72 when Obote launched a badly organized invasion of Uganda. Then it failed, and then we lost a lot of people. But we continued. But we had fresh problems. When we knocked, Kategea was driving his car, a Renault car. We were coming from the north, from those Gulu. Kategea knocked a car at, that's why you freedom fighters, you should know that God is always with us also. Don't forget that. Because I had driven with Kategaya to Awere. Awere is 60 miles east of Gulu. We were going to give out guns. We had guns which we had hidden. It's a long story. You can stay here the whole day. Now we went to Awere, met Sergeant Okuya, who had a group there. But we had an infiltrator in the group of Okuya, who alerted Amin's people that Kategaya and myself were coming to Kampala from Gulu. So when we had reached Palenga Primary School, Kategaya knocked a ship. God brought a ship to delay us. Knocked the ship, the car's radiator got damaged, it couldn't move. So we didn't proceed to Kampala. We had to go back to Gulu with Jacob Okero. We stayed in the house, in the lodge for the rest of the day. Now, apparently, the other infiltrator had taken the number of the car of Kategaya and communicated with the police here, and they got the address. When Kategaya, we stayed in Gulu, left at 10 in the night with a hired vehicle. He dropped me at Mulago, went to Batu Valley Flats. When he arrived, the gatekeeper said, you man, a group of people came and jumped over the fence. I tried to challenge them, they ignored me. They went and touched where your car is parked. They didn't find it there, they left. That's what saved him. The fact that the car knocked the ship and we didn't come. And so you should always see God in all these things. So, because of those problems, Kategaya had to run away. And that's how we now had to recruit Mbabazi. Mbabazi was already there apparently in our structure, but I didn't know him. But when Kategaya left, Rugunda left, Akana Pajok left, Kasada was killed, we had now to resurrect the internal structure. That's how eventually I linked up with Mbabazi and Otafuire, 1974. It's a long story, you will not. So I want to thank Joan and you people who wrote, because many of the things you are writing about, many of them I had forgotten about. And some of them I didn't even know, because when you are involved, you have one angle which you are handling, you don't know the rest. Like in today's paper, there was a headline in the New Vision. Oh, big issue, Museveni was in jail for 2 weeks in Ukonga maximum security prison. After that time, I was in luxury. Ukonga was nice, clean, and so on. Prison all right, but clean. But I had been in prison 7 times. In Tanzania, 7 other times. I think even Ruzindana was involved in some of them when we were locked up in Bukoba, then in other places, then Mwanza, then. So it's good that you write, you capture those stories for the young people to know. I want to congratulate Joan and the people who wrote the other book. Thank you so much. You have made a very good contribution. Even me, who was involved in all this, I'm now beginning to. For instance, I didn't know that John is the one who saved us by ringing Sherura. The story they said they were reading here, the young people were reading. Because me, I was in paradise in Ukonga maximum security. We didn't know what was happening outside. Mama was in Nairobi. She didn't know what was happening. But somebody contacted her also through a Greek. We had a Greek who was with us in prison, who contacted another Greek, and I think they contacted you. But now Joan is now telling you, I didn't know myself for the first time that she, because after like 2 weeks they came and released us. I didn't know why. And I didn't get time to check because we were busy all the time. But what I knew in my head was that Mwalimu Nyerere was aware. That one I knew when he came back. But I didn't know the details of how the Hollywood, the Hollywood operations by Joan, how she bribed a police lady who then got her out of prison and then got her to a phone, and then the phone he rang Dr. Sherira. Dr. Sherira was in Nairobi, and I had already introduced him to the director of the intelligence of Tanzania, Lawrence Gama. This is the first time I'm hearing that part. That part I never heard. So thank you so much. I think Joan should. What is the prize for literature? Whatever they call it. Now, the other thing you need to learn about Kategaya is politics of principle, politics of aims, You must have good aims and clear aims, and also have good methods. So because our politics of the NRM have been patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. By the 1960s, we had already crystallized these principles. And that's how we worked. You remember we had some differences with Kategaya. One of those elections, we had some differences with some of the movement people. And the differences were caused by bad work methods. You must have good aims, but also good, correct work methods, so that you arrive at a decision in a democratic way, not any other way. So we had some differences with the Kategaya along the way. I don't remember which election was it, 2016, one of those. But after the elections, I met with the Kategaya and said, now, we didn't agree here, but we agree on the East African Federation. And he said, of course he agreed, because we agree on that. I said, therefore, I propose that come back and handle the East African community docket, because that's there we didn't have any disagreement. So when you are working for aims, things are easier than just working for yourself, working for, what do you call it, this ego. Things are much easier. I'm working for aims. That's why you find for us it's not a problem. Like the NRM you're talking about. We had even agreed with Obote when we were fighting in 1979. Mwalimu invited me back to Dar es Salaam. I met with Obote, and we formed a joint committee of 7 people. Obote chairman, me vice, 3 members on our side, 4 members on Obote's side, but our side had a right of veto. We had agreed. But then Obote started doing other things. During the fighting of 85, 81, 85, we formed a common front with Professor Rule, a conservative of what they call conservatives. I don't know what they are conserving, of Mengo, but because of dealing with Obote, we agreed. And we made Rule our chairman. I was vice chairman. That's how Chigongo became first vice chairman, because me, I was then first vice chairman of Rule. Only that he died just before 85, 1 year before. Otherwise, he would have been our president when we took power 86. So with Kategaya and we who know what we are doing, it is politics of aims, of mission, not politics of myself, what, no. You should also, as you study what we did, study that also. So therefore, I want to thank John for reminding us, for bringing up this idea of getting together and using this occasion to educate these young people, to pass on the story to them. I want to thank her so much and all those that have helped her. I want to salute Bishop Ahimsiwe, the young bishop. He is a bishop who is walking in the footsteps of Jesus. Others do so partially. Because Jesus, you know, I was also president of the Scripture Union, and I would have been a bishop if I had not gone for these other things. Actually, my squad mate, Benezia Kisembo, became Bishop of Rwenzori. That was my group of 1962 Christian conference at Nabugabo camp, Christian youth camp. So the mission of Jesus had 4 dimensions. He preached the gospel, healed the sick, fed the hungry, and worked he himself in the carpentry of Joseph. So when you say, I'm just preaching the gospel, but I don't do the other 3, I think you are partial, you are not complete. But Bishop Ahimsiwe is really handling all the 4 dimensions, and I congratulate him. So it's good that you invited him to link up with these young people so that you can know what he's doing. Our diocese there of Ntungamo, he has grown coffee for them using the church land, which was just there doing nothing. But he has also encouraged the bishops to grow coffee. So I'm glad you invited him. So I thank everybody for remembering Elia Kategaya, Banyankole se, Otejuka, Tazumura. The one who doesn't remember doesn't reward those who did a service to him. So thank you so much, all of you. And thank you, all of you, for coming. This is very good to see all these elders, Bagurusi, all these coming. This is very, very good. I wish you good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we once again appreciate His Excellency the President? Your Excellency, speaking about mentorship, the UPM fraternity, can you stand for recognition again? The children, not the elders, now the children. The grandchildren, in fact, and the children. Your Excellency, they will at an opportune time request to meet you because they need your support in this mentorship journey. Please come, UPM team. Please come. It would be nice for you to be here. These members of the UPM team, offsprings. Yes.
They can come and we have
Justinian Katera, Winston Lutehenda, Michelle Martin Mugaju, the UPM offsprings. That's our association.
come for a group photograph. My staff should organize for them to come and see me.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. That was our prayer. Your Excellency, two things will happen, and we request for your intervention. We'll have the launch, and I'll ask that the teams now bring forward the launch items, where we are launching the memory book, and of course, Mrs. Joan Kategaya's book. And both are available. Ladies and gentlemen who are here with us, it would be nice for you to leave with a copy. The memory book, as mentioned, has several contributors. Amongst them, Your Excellency, is your very own senior citizen, Mama Rhoda Kalema, who will be turning 96 years old in May. We thank God for life, and may God continue to bless you, Mama Rhoda. So Mzee is joining our offsprings of the UPM family for a photo moment, and then he will officially launch the books, both the memory book and Mrs. Joan Kategaya's book. Thereafter, ladies and gentlemen, we will have just the family photo, and I've been requested if we can have some umbrellas, that I invite the Prime Minister's Emeritus and Her Excellency the Vice President to join the family during the launch and witness the signing of those books. So we'll prepare the umbrellas for the Prime Ministers and the Vice President. We will then later invite you, our delegates, to stay with us, because we still have a very short engagement with you. As mentioned by Albert, these are the offsprings of the UPM members, and he was very clear in his statement that UPM is quite different from the NRM. And so we want to appreciate the UPM fraternity that are in this photo. We will now launch the two books, the memory book. Thank you very much, Albert and team. Thank you so much. We'll now launch the memory book. May I invite the family members, Mrs. Joan and the children. They will now be joined by the Prime Minister's Emeritus and the Vice President, who will witness the official launch of the memory book and Reflection of Resilience, a memoir by Mrs. Joan Kategaya. We want to appreciate the virtual audience, those who join us live on television on UBC TV, and all you, our guests who are here with us. Thank you so much. We request Albert, you should also be close by to witness the signing. Our Albert and his team that were part of the content editors, and of course the Vice President and the former Prime Ministers, the Right Honorable Mama Mbabazi and the Right Honorable Chintu Musoke. In a very special way, we want to appreciate. Can we applaud the President, Your Excellencies? Thank you, Your Excellency. The very first book he was launching is the memory book. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And now we will also have the First Lady, and we were indeed very honored for the First Lady to pen the foreword for Mrs. John Kategaya's memoir. And we want to thank you very much, Mama, for the foreword. And those of you who have a copy of the book will, of course, see the foreword. So we have His Excellency the President and, of course, Mrs. Joan Kategaya, who have now penned their signatures to the two books. And Your Excellency the President, you will then pause briefly for a photo after the signing with the family members and the Vice President and, of course, the Prime Ministers Emeritus who are here for a photo moment with you. May we appreciate the First Lady, ladies and gentlemen. It should be on your screens. And that particular book, the memoir by Mrs. Joan Kategaya, has a foreword from our very own First Lady. So we want to thank you, Mama, for the foreword. I will now have the Vice President. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We'll now have photos after the Prime Ministers Emeritus have penned their signatures. The photo will include the family members and our leaders. So we'll have a photo. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And now we'll have the photo of the family members and the Vice President, and the former Prime Ministers. Please join Mama and His Excellency the President. So we have the immediate family members, yes. And of course, the Vice President and the former Prime Ministers who will be joining them. Immediately after this, we'll have the anthems. And we'll have departure of our chief guests and our dignitaries, but we request you, our invited guests, to stay with us. And once again, we want to appreciate all the contributors to the memory book that included our very own senior citizen, Mama Rhoda Kalema, who God continues to gift with more life, and soon will be turning 96 years old. We want to thank you, Mama. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And we want to appreciate His Excellency the President and the First Lady for joining us at this memorial service, book launch, and a celebration of life of our very own the late Right Honorable Yoweri Kategaya. We want to appreciate all of you. Our invited guests, please stay with us. We still have prepared for you, so please do stay with us. We want to appreciate the State House team for organizing this memorial service. We would like to appreciate the church, and in particular Bishop Nathan Ahimsibwe and the All Saints Cathedral for leading us through this memorial service. We want to appreciate all the key stakeholders who've made time to come and join us. On behalf of the family, we want to thank all of you, the dear friends of the late Right Honorable Yoweri Kategaya who joined us today. And now, our senior citizen, Mama Rhoda Kalema, is joining at the request of His Excellency the President in this dear photo. We want to appreciate the Uganda Police Brass Band. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We'll now have the anthems very shortly. As soon as His Excellency the President and Mama have returned to the tent, we'll have the anthems. We'll have the anthems in reverse order. May I now request that we all be upstanding. May we stand, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to appreciate our development partners, amongst them our very own FAO country representative, Antonio Querido, who joined us today. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. We want to appreciate all of you, including our senior citizens who joined us for this celebration. Your Excellency will have the anthems in reverse order. But Your Excellency, I received an apology from the Deputy Speaker who had to run to Parliament to chair the session of Parliament that has already begun, and he sends his apologies that he had to leave before you concluded your speech. Ladies and gentlemen, anthems please. Thank you very much, Uganda Police Brass Band. We want to thank you, Your Excellency, once more for joining us. We want to thank the First Lady, Mama Janet Museveni, for joining us this afternoon for this memorial service and the book launch. We would like to appreciate you for joining us and gracing this memorial service on behalf of the Kategaya family. We appreciate you and thank you so much for joining us. This afternoon, we will allow for our chief guest to depart, and thereafter, our dignitaries will depart according to protocol, as advised by protocol. and will allow for you, our guests, ladies and gentlemen, to stay with us. We have lunch ready for you. Please do not leave without joining us for lunch. So we want to request that you stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy lunch with us. Let's continue this reunion as we celebrate the life of our very own, the late Right Honorable Yoweri Kaguta. So we want to thank you all for joining us and invite you to please pick a book, the memory book, and of course the memoir by Mrs. Joan Kategaya. Both copies are available at the Secretariat right here, and we will receive cash and mobile money. So get yourself a copy. Once again, we want to thank the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, State House, and the church for being part of this memorial service. We appreciate all of you, the dear friends of the late Yoweri Kaguta.